Hiya, just a quick remake of this video because the last one corrupted for some reason. So, this is working the volume of the cylinder backwards. So we start with our formula, V equals pi r squared h, and we've got a question here. Now, you'll soon notice this is in 2.5 litres, and this is in centimetres, so we're going to have to do a quick conversion before we can start. So 1,000 centimetres cubed is equal to 1 litre. Okay. So what that means is I'm going to times this by 1,000 to get into centimetres cubed. So 2.5 litres is actually 2,500 centimetres cubed. Okay, so I'm now going to use these two values here to do the calculation. So we're trying to find the radius in this case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put into the formula what I know. I know the volume. The volume is 2,500. I know pi. I don't know what the radius is. And I do know what h is. h is 14 centimetres. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is rearrange this. I want r to be on its own. So I'm going to rearrange this. So I'm going to do 2,500 divided by pi and 14. Okay, what that's going to do is leave me with just r squared on this side. I want r, not r squared, so I'm going to take this one step further and I'm going to square root it. Now you'll notice I'm not working out each individual section. I'm going to do this all in one go. Okay, because that way I don't get rounding error. So on my calculator I'm going to put this in exactly as I've written it just here. So the square root, then the fraction button, 2,500, on the bottom pi times 14. That is going to leave me with 7.54 to 2 decimal places centimetres. That is the radius. Okay, so we'll go through those steps again. Make sure that it's in centimetres cubed. Convert it if you need to. Put into the formula what you know. Divide by pi and the height, and then square root it to give you the radius. If you were asked for the diameter, you would double this value. Now let's have a look at one where you're trying to find the height. Okay, so I've changed the numbers. So this time we've got a volume of 3.5 litres. If we use the conversion we just had, remember you're going to times that by 1,000, so that's 3,500 centimetres cubed. We're going to put into the formula what we know. So we know the volume is 3,500. I know pi. Oops, I've just realised I've labelled that wrong. That should have been x and that should have been 10. My apologies. Okay, we're then going to do the radius as 10. Okay, so 10 squared. And I don't know what the height is. I'm going to rearrange this to leave h on its own this time. So I'm going to do 3,500 divided by the pi and the 10 squared. I don't have to square root here because the h is not squared. So again, onto my calculator, I can put this in exactly as it is. So 3,500 divided by pi times 10 squared. And ideally, if you're not using the fraction button, that section should be in brackets. So we should end up with 11.14 centimetres for the height. So both methods start off the same. Make sure your volume is in centimetres cubed. Rearrange it to get either r on its own or h in this case, and then you can get your answer out at the end. If you wanted a quarter cylinder, then obviously the volume you've been given is a quarter of the total. So you're going to have to times it by 4 first. If you're given half the cylinder, you're going to have to double the volume first before you start. Okay? Good luck.